Kirk Douglas reveals the gentleman Clint Eastwood, who was Hollywood's darkest star. Kirk Douglas was born Issuer Daniel Danilovich on December 9, 1916 in Amsterdam, New York, the son of poor Russian Jewish immigrants. Douglas grew up in a household that emphasized hard work, perseverance, and education. His father, a ragman in tour, struggled to provide for the family during the difficult economic times of the early 20th century, and this shaped Douglas's relentless drive to succeed. From an early age, he was determined to rise above the limitations imposed by his circumstances, cultivating an inner strength and discipline that would define his personal and professional life. Douglas pursued higher education despite financial challenges. Attending St. Lawrence University, where he studied drama and honed his craft as a performer, he later attended the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City, where he refined his skills and gained the foundation for a career that would span over 7 decades. Douglas's early years in the theater were marked by dedication and persistence. Performing in small productions, taking minor roles, and often facing rejection, these experiences instilled in him a resilience that would later become a hallmark of his career as he navigated the competitive and often unforgiving world of Hollywood, making his film debut in the 1946 film The Strange Love of Martha Ivers. Douglas quickly demonstrated a magnetic screen presence that captivated audiences. His breakthrough role came in the 1949 film Champion, where he played the ruthless, ambitious boxer Meej Kelly. This performance earned him his first Academy Award nomination for Best Actor and established him as a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood. Known for his intensity, energy, and commanding presence, Douglas became synonymous with the archetype of the tough, determined, and morally complex protagonist. Over the years, he would star in numerous classic films such as Ace in the Hole, 1951, The Bad and the Beautiful, 1952, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, 1954, and Lust for Life, 1956, in which his portrayal of Vincent van Gogh garnered critical acclaim and solidified his reputation as one of the most versatile actors of his generation. Beyond his artistic achievements, Kirk Douglas was a pioneer in the film industry, challenging the status quo and demonstrating a keen business acumen. He was one of the first major actors to insist on producing his own films, giving him creative control and greater influence over the projects he undertook. Perhaps most famously, he produced and starred in Spartacus, 1960, a film that not only became a monumental cinematic success, but also played a pivotal role in breaking the Hollywood blacklist by openly crediting blacklisted screenwriter Dalton Trumbo. This courageous act reflected Douglas's commitment to justice, integrity, and the principles of fairness, demonstrating that his influence extended far beyond his on-screen performances. Kirk Douglas's personal life was marked by resilience and reinvention. He overcame significant health challenges, including multiple heart surgeries, a stroke, and the physical demands of aging. Yet, he continued to write, act, and inspire generations of audiences and performers alike. His memoirs, including The Ragman's Son and My Way, offer profound insight into the struggles, triumphs, and philosophies that guided his life, revealing a man of extraordinary depth, courage, and generosity. Kirk Douglas's personal life was as eventful and layered as his legendary Hollywood career. He first married Diana Dill on November 2, 1943, a union that began when both were in the early stages of their respective careers. Dill, a Bermudan-born actress, and Douglas navigated the challenges of life in Hollywood while raising a young family. The couple welcomed sons, Michael and Joel Douglas, who would both go on to find success in the entertainment industry. Michael achieving international fame as an actor, and Joel building a reputation as a producer. Despite their shared achievements and the deep bonds of parenthood, the marriage ultimately could not withstand the pressures of Hollywood and personal differences, leading to their divorce in 1951. This period of Douglas's life was formative, shaping his views on family, love, and the complexities of maintaining relationships while pursuing a demanding career in the limelight. Following his divorce from Dill, Douglas's romantic life continued to capture public attention. According to his autobiography, The Ragman's Son, he became engaged in the early 1950s to Italian actress Pier Angeli after meeting her on the set of The Story of Three Loves 1953. Their engagement, filled with the romantic intensity often associated with Hollywood romances of the era, ultimately did not lead to marriage. The relationship, however, marked a significant chapter in Douglas's early adult life, illustrating both the allure and volatility of love amid the pressures of celebrity. Angeli, already a celebrated young European actress, shared a connection with Douglas that highlighted his charm and the magnetic persona that drew so many women into his orbit. Even if the relationship proved temporary, Douglas's life took a more enduring turn when he met Anne Bidens in Paris while filming Act of Love, born Handler. Marks on April 23, 1919 in Hanover, Germany. Bidens had survived the horrors of Nazi Germany, fleeing her homeland and using her multilingual talents to work at a film studio translating subtitles, a skill that would later inform her sophisticated worldly persona. Their meeting in Paris marked the beginning of a partnership that would endure for more than 6 decades. Remarkable feat in an industry notorious for fleeting relationships. They married on May 29, 1954, solidifying a union that combined personal devotion, creative collaboration, and shared resilience. By 2014, the couple celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary at the historic Greystone Mansion in Beverly Hills, a testament not only to their enduring love, but also to the profound partnership they cultivated over the years together. Kirk and Ann had 2 sons, Peter and Eric. Peter Douglas followed in his father's footsteps as a producer while Eric pursued acting. Tragedy struck the family when Eric passed away on July 6, 2004 at the age of 46, succumbing to an overdose of alcohol and drugs. This loss profoundly affected both parents and added a layer of sorrow to their otherwise remarkable life together. Despite such hardships, their marriage remained a source of strength, communication, and mutual respect. In 2017, the couple offered the public an intimate glimpse into their shared life with the release of Kirk and Ann, Letters of Love, Laughter, and A Lifetime in Hollywood. The book compiled decades of letters revealing not only the depth of their affection and humor, but also the candid, enduring bond that had sustained them through triumphs, tragedies, and the ever-changing world of Hollywood. Even as Douglas maintained a faithful public image, he was candid about his private life, including affairs with other women. These infidelities, which included several high-profile Hollywood starlets, were never hidden from Anne, who embraced a European perspective on marriage. She explained as a European, "I understood it was unrealistic to expect total fidelity in a marriage, demonstrating a pragmatic acceptance of her husband's indiscretions while simultaneously maintaining the core of their enduring relationship." This unconventional understanding, combined with profound mutual respect, allowed their marriage to flourish. Despite the complexities and challenges inherent in their lives, Kirk Douglas, the legendary Hollywood icon known for his towering presence both on and off the screen, once revealed fascinating insights about one of the most enigmatic figures of American cinema, Clint Eastwood. Douglas, who had worked alongside and observed many of Hollywood's most notorious stars, described Eastwood as a true gentleman, a description that may surprise those accustomed to Eastwood's tough guy image on screen. According to Douglas, Eastwood carried with him a quiet dignity and understated manners that contrasted sharply with the hard-edged characters he often portrayed in films like Dirty Harry or The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Off the set, Douglas remarked, Clint had this calm, respectful way about him that you don't see in many stars. He treated everyone, crew, assistants, even strangers, with genuine courtesy. It's almost as if he carried a different aura than the persona he cultivated on screen. Douglas's observation underscores the duality that often exists in Hollywood legends, the public image versus the private character. While Eastwood's on-screen persona could be cold, calculating, and relentless, Douglas's description revealed a man whose kindness and consideration were quietly but profoundly felt by those around him. Douglas further highlighted Eastwood's professionalism and dedication to his craft, qualities that set him apart from many of his contemporaries. Clint was always prepared, always meticulous, Douglas said. Whether it was a scene requiring a complex stunt or a simple emotional exchange, he approached it with seriousness and focus. He respected the work, and that respect showed in everything he did. Douglas, who himself was no stranger to the rigors and pressures of Hollywood, seemed to recognize a kindred spirit in Eastwood. Men who understood that talent alone was not enough to sustain a career in the volatile world of show business. Both had endured the whims of studio executives, the fickleness of fame, and the challenges of transitioning between genres and roles. In Douglas's eyes, Eastwood's professionalism was not just a practical necessity. It was a mark of character, evidence of an integrity that often goes unnoticed behind the glamour and spectacle of Hollywood life. Douglas did not shy away from discussing the darker aspects of Eastwood's reputation either, particularly the aura of mystery and intensity that followed him throughout his early career. People talk about Clint being Hollywood's dark star, and there's truth to that, Douglas said. There was an edge to him, a brooding quality, a kind of quiet force that made him magnetic on screen. But what many didn't see was that this intensity was never cruelty or arrogance. It was a depth, seriousness about life and art. Douglas's nuanced view challenges the simplistic narratives often attached to celebrity personas, suggesting that the traits which make someone compelling in the public eye are not necessarily indicators of a difficult personality in private life. Eastwood's darkness was in Douglas's account less about temperament, and more about the commitment and authenticity he brought to his work, qualities that earned him both admiration and, at times, misunderstanding. One of the most revealing aspects of Douglas's commentary was his reflection on Eastwood's humility and grounded nature. Despite his immense success, even at the height of his fame, Clint remained approachable. He never let the accolades or the money change him. He had a way of listening, of making people feel valued, even in a room full of Hollywood egos. For Douglas, a man who had seen the rise and fall of countless stars, this was a remarkable quality. It spoke to a deeper sense of self-awareness and personal ethics, a reminder that true greatness is measured not just by talent or fame, but by how one treats others along the journey. Douglas's remarks suggest that Eastwood's legacy is not only his memorable films and iconic performances, but also the quiet but enduring respect he earned from peers who witnessed his character firsthand. Ultimately, Kirk Douglas's reflections on Clint Eastwood provide a rare glimpse into the man behind the myth, emphasizing qualities often overshadowed by the cinematic personas audiences admire. Douglas painted Eastwood as a man of integrity, humility, and understated kindness. A gentleman whose private self contrasted strikingly with the dark star image Hollywood projected onto him. Clint Eastwood, Douglas concluded, was a reminder that greatness in Hollywood is as much about being decent and honorable as it is about talent or box office success. For Douglas, knowing Eastwood personally allowed him to appreciate this delicate balance, seeing beyond the tough exterior to the man who quietly, steadfastly, and respectfully navigated the world of Hollywood while leaving an indelible mark on both film and those fortunate enough to work with him. Kirk Douglas, one of Hollywood's most enduring icons and a living legend of the silver screen, passed away at the remarkable age of 103 on February 5, 2020. His death occurred at his home in the affluent and picturesque neighborhood of Beverly Hills, California, a city synonymous with the glamour and history of Hollywood itself. Douglas's final moments were spent in the comforting presence of his family, a testament to the strong familial bonds he had nurtured throughout his long life. His passing marked the end of an era in cinema, as he was among the last surviving stars from the golden age of Hollywood, a period that produced timeless classics and established the template for modern filmmaking. Douglas's longevity and continued vitality well into his centenarian years reflected not only his genetic fortune, but also his resilience, discipline, and passion for life that he maintained until the very end. The funeral of Kirk Douglas was held on February 7, 2020. Just 2 days after his death at the Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery, a historic resting place that has long been associated with some of Hollywood's most iconic figures. This cemetery, nestled in the heart of Los Angeles, serves as a poignant reminder of the city's rich cinematic history. In Douglas's interment, there firmly cemented his place among the pantheon of legendary entertainers. The service itself was reportedly attended by a close family, friends, and notable figures from the entertainment industry, all of whom came to pay their respects and celebrate a life that had been both extraordinarily influential and deeply inspirational. Douglas's burial was particularly intimate and meaningful as he was laid to rest in the same plot as his son Kirk Douglas, who tragically passed away at a younger age. This final union in rest highlighted the depth of familial love that Douglas cherished throughout his life, a love that extended beyond the glitz and glamour of Hollywood to the very core of his personal life. Adding a poignant coda to the family story, on April 29, 2021, Ann Douglas, Kirk's devoted wife, passed away at the age of 102. Ann had been a steadfast partner to Kirk for decades, supporting him through the highs and lows of his illustrious career and navigating the complexities of life in the public eye. Her death brought another chapter of the Douglas family saga to a close, and she was subsequently buried alongside her husband Kirk and their son, Eric. This final resting arrangement symbolized the enduring unity of the family and the deep bonds that held them together even beyond life. The Douglas family plot thus stands as a testament not only to the remarkable longevity of its members, but also to the enduring love, loyalty, and resilience that characterized their lives. In this way, the story of Kirk Douglas's passing, his funeral, and the subsequent burial of his beloved wife, and encapsulates the remarkable human story behind the cinematic legend. A story defined by family devotion, longevity, and a legacy that continues to inspire generations.